Hello, Christine.
Hi, Kira.
Can I ask, what is the weirdest thing you have ever found in your food?
That's a difficult question because
Because you eat a lot of Dutch food and that's weird enough to begin with?
maybe, but no. But I can't really think of anything like strange, like really strange that I found in my food. The only thing that I cannot handle is hair in my food. I really, really, really hate it when there's hair in my food.
But it's also kind of unavoidable.
I know, I have very long hair as well. So even if it's my own hair, I cannot handle that. Even like talking about it makes me queasy.
You know what? I'm kind of feeling queasy myself.
Yeah, sorry. Let's move on. So, what about you? What's the weirdest thing you ever found in your food?
Well, I have actually found some pretty weird things in my food. And I think by far the strangest was about 10 years ago now, I was on holiday in Madagascar. And we went out for dinner one evening. I think the first mistake that we made was going to get pizza in Madagascar.
Okay.
I feel like getting pizza anywhere outside of Italy is kind of a mistake, but especially somewhere that's definitely not known for it. But anyway, we headed out to get this pizza, some dusty road, you know, these little tiny restaurants in the middle of nowhere, and I order a margarita.
Can't go wrong, you would think.
You would think, right? I feel like it was a long wait. I might be exaggerating here because it was a long time ago. But anyway, once my food arrived, they served this steaming pizza margarita to the table. Mm-hmm. I cut into it, I cut a slice, and I'm like, oh, that's weird. There's a weird texture on my knife. And then I peel back the top layer of cheese. Underneath I'm doing quote unquote mozzarella.
Okay.
A Kit Kat wrapper.
No. Oh, that's nasty.
Baked into my pizza.
That's weird. How do you miss that?
I don't know. Maybe they added it in for a little bit extra substance.
Toughness. Yum.
But the worst bit is we had no other options to eat in this town. So.
But you send it back, right?
No.
No?
I just took that Kit Kat wrapper out. And I was like, this is my dinner now.
Yeah.
So that was pretty weird.
Yeah, gotta make the best of it, I guess. But.
Anyway,
yikes.
Pretty much all of the pizzas I've had since then have been better.
Yeah, I can imagine. So, actually, that's a perfect story for this episode, because today we are recapping an episode that deals with a pretty gross discovery.
Ew.
Season 1, Episode 3 of Friends.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello and welcome to Friends of Friends, the ultimate Friends rewatch podcast. I'm Kira Murphy.
And I'm Christine Schumacher, and we are back rewatching the entire Friends series.
Why? Well, because number one, it's Christine's birthday today!
Yay!
Happy birthday, Christine!
Thank you.
And number two, of course, because we want to watch the entire Friends series with you.
So each week, we'll be rewatching an episode of Friends, talking about it, sharing behind-the-scene content, and discussing anything and everything about the show that shaped an entire generation.
Ooh.
So, before we get into it, Kira, if your week was an episode of Friends, what would it be called?
Ooh, this is always my most favorite question of the podcast.
Same.
You know what? I spend the whole week thinking about what am I going to call this week in terms of the episode. So I always have a bunch of ideas. But I think for this week, I'm going to go the one with the hike to IKEA.
Oh, for the meatballs.
Oh, you already beat me to it.
Of course, IKEA.
Well, I think we both know that the end of the episode is going to end with meatballs. But before that, a bit of backstory. So later this year, I am planning to walk part of the Camino de Santiago.
Oh, and where is that?
Well, there's a bunch of different walking trails that run through Spain, France, Portugal, and they all end up in this place called Santiago de Compostela in Spain, northern Spain.
Yeah.
And basically people go on these hikes, to kind of find themselves. There are all these pilgrimages and you can spend as long as you want doing them. Some are really long. Some people will spend 4 months doing a walk. We're planning to do 2 weeks.
Ooh, okay.
Which is still a lot of walking,
right? Yeah, that's still a lot,
I think it's over 200 kilometers.
Oh, wow.
So
that's insane.
Pretty far. But needless to say, need to get some training started right now. So our idea for this weekend was we're going to start with the training. I bought my bag from Decathlon and we're like, what would be a good end goal? You know, what would be equivalent to maybe close to what we would be walking in one day, but somewhere that we actually want to go close to our house. And there's not a lot of places there, but we were like, 15 kilometers from our house. IKEA.
Nice. Yeah, that's a good incentive, of course. Yes.
Exactly. And I'll tell you, the walk, it was actually pretty challenging, right? Especially when you have your rucksack on your back. It took us about a little under 3.5 hours, but it felt a lot longer just because my body was like not used to doing this.
No, yeah. And your rucksack was filled with stuff already. So.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was mostly snacks.
Oh, okay, yeah. But it makes this still even harder. Like, but at least the more you eat, the lighter it gets. But
Exactly. Well, I'll tell you, Christine, it was heavier on the way back, and we'll find out why in just a moment. But eventually we did make it to IKEA, got those meatballs, and let me tell you, IKEA meatballs in general, delicious. But after a 15-kilometer hike,
even better.
Unbeatable.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was in heaven. So good. So we stayed there for a couple of hours. I was like, I could go back for another plate of these meatballs. But I did get the dime cake. Have you ever had that?
Oh, yes. Oh, that's the best. I love that cake. It's so good.
IKEA, if you want to sponsor us, you know what? Honestly, you don't even need to pay. Just send me the meatballs.
And the dame cake, please.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I want both.
Please.
Come on.
For Christine, she'll take that. It is her birthday. Come on.
Yeah,
come
please,
on.
give
She
me
needs
cake.
the cake. Yeah. And then, of course, I did mention that my bag was heavier on the way back. We did buy the frozen meatballs,
of course,
to take home.
Nice.
So don't you worry. I don't need to do another 15-kilometer walk to get to my meatballs. They're right there in my freezer.
That's lucky. That's good.
So solid week on my half. And how about you, Christine? If your week was an episode of Friends, what would it be called?
So yeah, you already kind of gave it away, but my answer to this question would be the one where I turned 26, because today is my birthday.
Happy birthday, Christine.
Thank you. Yeah, so I'm turning 26, and
how does it feel?
I don't know. You know, the older you get, the less special birthdays feels, if I'm being honest. So I don't know. I celebrated it with my parents and my sisters during the weekend, which was a lot of fun. So yeah, it was good. I'm feeling like ready to tackle another year.
And do you have any like big goals that you want to do at 26? Small goals.
Now, I was going to say, like, a big goal, make this podcast super famous.
Oh,
and meet Courtney Cox and Jennifer Aniston, of course. And the other people, anyone who wants to meet us from the Friendscast, come on.
Just anyone.
Yeah.
If you were a background actor for 2 seconds, we want to hear from you.
I don't care. Come on in, right? Here's my address.
Maybe let's not post your address
No.
on the internet.
Okay. Yeah, verify if you're the real deal, then I'll give you my address.
That's true. That's a pretty solid big goal.
Yeah.
And any other little things along the way?
I can't think of anything, to be honest.
Homework for next week's episode.
Yeah, I will think about goals I want to reach in my life.
And then you'll already be older than exactly 26.
Yeah, true.
So you'll know what it feels like.
Yeah, I'll be wiser and smarter and more life. How do you say that? Like life experience.
Oh yes. Just wait
days.
till you get to my age, Christine. Well, anyway, probably not as exciting as your birthday, which is very exciting. Happy birthday, Christine. We have a very exciting episode ahead of us today. I think you told us last week that today's episode of Friends is one of your favorites of the entire series.
True, yeah.
Without spoiling the episode, can you give us an insight into like why you love it so much?
Well, it's kind of hard to explain this and not spoil anything. But I don't know, the storyline is very like, she's just like funny with Phoebe, and then all like different things are happening. Like, I'm not saying too much right now, but like things keep happening, and it keeps like such strange, weird things. And I really enjoy the whole storyline with I'm gonna say his name, Alan, of course. So I also really enjoyed that, and for some reason it's just one of those episodes that really stuck in my head, and I always like really enjoy. But I have like many more favorite ones.
Oh,
later.
fantastic.
Yeah, so.
I love how vague your description was.
Yeah, you said not to spoil anything. So.
I know. I want to give a teaser for our listeners. I think you did it. I, for one,
thank you.
am excited to get into this week's episode. Christine, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Let's go!
This week we'll be discussing Season 1, Episode 3, The One with the Thumb. Originally aired on October 6, 1994, this episode was written by Jeffrey Astrof and Mike Sikowitz, not our usual writers, and directed by James Burrows.
Can I just say I love the Dutch accent on some of those surnames?
I know. I do my best.
I'm probably going to completely ruin these names as well, but we do have 3 guest stars in this episode. Jeffrey Lower as Alan, Beth Grant as Lizzie, and Jennifer Lewis as Paula.
Quick Friends facts.
I love Friends facts, Christine.
This is the first appearance of Joey's and Chandler's apartment. So.
Ooh, how are we already 3 episodes in and
I know.
we haven't even been inside
I
one
know.
of the core places?
I know. It's it's something that we really missed. Maybe not, but you haven't seen it ever. But like it's an important thing that we'll see many times later in the series. So.
Indeed. By the time we get to the end of season 1, we'll be so bored of that apartment.
Yeah, true. And they've mixed it up already, and like whatever.
Well, this episode 3, is ranked as 8 stars out of 10 on IMDb, but personally, I think it's probably a 10 in Christine's heart.
Of course, it is my fave.
I want to know, throughout this time that we're doing the podcast, I need you to tell me when an episode is a 10. Because
Okay.
I feel like you would be a very strict judge of Friends, right?
Yeah.
I think you would say this episode is really good, but it's a 9.7.
Okay, yeah, no, just sure. I will bring my critique for sure. Yeah.
Ooh la la, ooh la la, all right.
So, Kira, can you give us a brief overview of this episode?
I would love to. So in The One with the Thumb, Chandler picks up his old smoking addiction, the gang falls in love with Monica's new boyfriend Alan, and Phoebe struggles to get rid of all the free money she's receiving. Personally, doesn't sound like that much of a big problem to me.
No, I agree. Doesn't sound like any problem. Please give that money to me if you want to get rid of it. So,
Well, we'll see how she handles it in today's episode. And we start today in Central Park, where we often are. The gang is hanging out as they usually do, and Phoebe comes back from an unsuccessful date. This leads to the gang discussing dating euphemisms and, leading Ross to a very unfortunate revelation.
yeah, poor Ross. And the first thing I want to say, sorry, visual again. Phoebe looks so gorgeous. Oh my god, her hair and her outfit, amazing. I like the first time she came in, I was like, oh my god. And sorry, I'm gonna jump right in again. Another fun fact here is that Phoebe in this episode has the first line. In the last 2 episodes, it was Monica that had the first line, and now we finally have Phoebe as the first talker. Let's say.
Well, I know last week we were Team Barry and Ross, but this week I am fully Team Phoebe.
Same, yes.
And I am really glad that you kicked off our discussion talking about Phoebe or Lisa Kudrow because Christine, my fact sheet is just full of Lisa Kudrow facts.
Please tell me. Kira, I want to know.
I will. Well, number 1, did you know that she was the oldest member of the main cast?
I did know that.
Of
Actually,
course you did. Yeah, she was 31 when they filmed the pilot, I believe.
Oh.
And the rest of the cast were, in their mid-20s. So I wonder if there was some kind of dynamic that went on there. But actually, the rest of the cast has said that despite of the ditzy character that Lisa Kudrow played, she was actually considered the smartest out of the whole crew. And I wonder, I'm sure some of that came with the maturity, of being
true.
older than the others. But yeah, I love that Lisa Kudrow was able to both be this really intelligent woman that she is, and then also play, this totally spaced out Phoebe. What a range.
True, definitely true. But I didn't realize that the age difference was so big. I knew that she was older, but I didn't realize that much older. That's actually interesting.
Indeed. And well, I tell you, I've had a lot of Lisa Kudrow in my past this week, and not even intentionally. I listened to a podcast where she was an interview guest.
Oh.
Have you heard of the podcast Arm armchair expert?
No, sorry.
Oh, we got lots of homework for Christine this week.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's hosted by Dax Shepard, who is Kristen Bell's husband, or some people might know him as an actor in his own right. And he interviews all these celebrities.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
he chatted recently to Lisa Kudrow, and I loved listening to that. They spoke a little bit about Friends as well, and how Lisa was almost cast as Roz in the hit series Frasier before
As
being
Ross?
R-O-Z.
Oh, I was like, that doesn't make sense.
That would be weird.
Yeah.
No, she was almost cast as Roz with a Z in the series Frasier before being cast as Phoebe in Friends.
Way better.
She didn't get the role, as it turned out, and actually says that it was the best thing that ever happened to her. And I think, pretty much one of the best things to happen to Friends as well.
True, very much true. And she became, of course, very rich because of it. But yeah, that's another thing. But yeah, I love her. And then of course I don't know them like personally, the people, but I didn't know that she was such a smart person. I didn't know, but that's actually cool to be like such a range of like playing dumb and being actually super smart. That's cool,
And she can do it all. And not only did I listen to this podcast, but I also watched her in a brand new TV show called No Good Deed on Netflix.
Oh, I've heard of it. Yeah.
And she's a completely different character. I mean, obviously, knowing and loving her as Phoebe, it's very difficult for me to take that part away from her. But she has a really different role. So not only is it amazing to see her range, even within one role as Phoebe, but also to see how long her career has lasted. We're sitting here, 30 years later, and she's still going strong.
True, very true. Like Jennifer Aniston is also like such a long career. She had, an icon, like a long career she had. Like,
I will have to. You know what? Next time we're having a big Rachel moment, I'll get my Jennifer Aniston facts out for you.
Yes, please do. I would love to hear that.
But one more Lisa Kudrow fact that I want to share for those of us who might not have listened to this armchair expert interview is she was actually really scared that she was going to get cut from Friends.
Oh, why?
Which is so sad. Yeah, apparently, the producers were not 100% sure about her and about her character. And I believe she said in the pilot, they were filming a scene and the producer said, "Oh, Lisa, why don't you get under the table for this scene?" And that would mean that she's not seen in the scene.
It does make sense.
And she was really worried, like, oh, this is their way of seeing how,
how
the five
would look. Oh, no.
Exactly without her.
Oh, that's so sad.
I know. So yeah, this was a very tumultuous, time in terms of career in her life because she felt like she'd lost out on this job of the century on a show like Frasier, and then she books this new role on Friends and is like, maybe I'm not even gonna get
slowly getting scooched out. That's awful. Oh, she must have felt awful. It's so sad.
I know, Lisa. If you're out there, we're sending you love.
Yeah, we're big supporters.
We are such big Lisa Kudrow fans.
Yeah, we will never cut you out. Never.
never. But anyway, we're here in Central Park. Phoebe, our good friend Phoebe, and I love how the gang is talking about these dating euphemisms. Obviously Phoebe's date was unsuccessful, and then they're like, oh yeah, there's a lot of times when people say things that they don't really mean, like we should do this again means you will never see me naked.
Yeah, but then Rachel does not recognize that, and I do agree with her because I'm not familiar with a lot of those like phrases like what was the thing that you said? Like,
we should do this again means you'll never see me naked.
I would never say that like in a dishonest way.
Really? Oh, Christine, this is where we differ.
Yeah, I know, but I just don't do that for some reason. Maybe that's the Dutch directness or something.
Do you know what? I think that could exactly be it. Like, I feel like if you don't like someone, you'll just tell them, you know? Honesty is the best policy.
So, Kira, I have some news for you now. Kidding.
You're cut. Get under the table. I am the complete opposite. Like, I will do anything to avoid confrontation.
Yeah? Oh.
And if that means a little white lie here and there, I'm open to that. I was actually I was gonna ask you like what are your go-to ghosting phrases, but apparently you just tell him.
Yeah, I'm pretty pretty honest if I don't like someone. Like on a date, for example, I'm pretty honest. Like this isn't gonna work. I'm not gonna say like it's not you, it's me. That's not gonna work. No, it doesn't work for me. So that keeps them like coming back maybe, and I'm just more like it's done, go away.
Fair enough.
Maybe not in that like a rude way, but that's pretty much it. Like in a nice way, but like the essence is go away, leave me alone.
Oh wow. No, for me, I'm definitely not that. If somebody asks me out and I'm not interested, but I don't want to hurt their feelings, I like to invent a fake boyfriend, you know?
Oh,
That's always quite helpful. I'm like, oh, I'm really sorry. I'm in a relationship. Good luck.
Yeah, that's very kind. It also depends on the type of person. If it's like an annoying man that says like, oh, boyfriend, I don't care about your boyfriend. Or like, I don't care about that you don't want to date with me.
Well, usually the men that I think would hit on me are not those, thankfully.
Good. Yeah, thankfully, yeah.
So that one usually works. Another one I like to do, I don't like to do. Back in the day, I would always go ahead and be like, oh, you know, if I'd gone on a couple of dates and I didn't see it going somewhere, I would tell them something like, you know what, I've just come to the realization that I don't think I'm ready to date right now.
So taking it back to you instead of them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think that's partially true. You know, I don't want to date this person. Maybe
Yeah.
I just want to be by myself. And I think that's perfectly respectable.
Yeah,
But I am very interested by how different our opinions are. And which is why I'm going to put this out to our listeners. Who are you more like? Are you going for Christine, honesty, you know,
Direct,
get it done? Or are you a little bit more like Kira and you're like, oh, let's find our way around and make sure nobody's feelings are that destroyed?
Yeah.
Let us know. You can get in touch with us on Instagram at FOFPodOfficial or on our email address
FOFPodofficial@gmail.com.
Do you see that?
First
She got
try.
it in one.
Oh my god, I'm
and
growing.
I can tell you, this is a one-take recording.
Yeah.
So she didn't even practice that and
No.
get it wrong. That
No.
was, we've done it.
It was all me.
If I could reach you across our studio table, I would give you a high five right now, Christine.
Let's do an air high five.
Oh, I hope you heard that, listener.
Great. That's amazing. But let's just, if you're done let's just quickly go back to the scene, because I am seeing all kinds of new stuff in the cafe, in the Central Park.
I also thought I saw some new stuff. What did you see?
For example, the weird Picasso type of painting in the back near the coffee machine. There was maybe like a piece of paper like stuck on the coffee machine, looked very weird, and then also paintings in the back, like behind the piece of paper, and then like two above each other, and it was also like Picasso type of kind of paintings. It was really weird. I don't know why they suddenly put that in, but
Oh, well, maybe they're just fleshing out the set, you know?
suddenly, yeah. But then
They have more budget now. We're in
Yeah,
episode
true,
3,
maybe.
baby. This show is
Yeah.
going all the way.
I know, but like in the next episode, they are swapping the artworks, like you said in episode.
That's what we heard,
Yeah, so I am curious to see like why are they doing? Are they already starting now with like swapping the artworks and stuff?
I wonder
and
how hard and
decorations?
fast that rule is, you know, swapping out every 3 episodes. I'm going to be really embarrassed if when we watch episode 4 and the artwork is still the same, which it could be. I don't
Yeah,
know. I just read
maybe.
this online. I also saw, and I don't know whether it was in the previous episodes and I just didn't notice, but they have boards with the things that you can get.
Oh yeah,
in
I
Central
saw
Park.
that too, but I'm also not sure if that's also in the previous episodes or not. I'm not sure.
I don't know, but I was looking at it and I was like, what would I order? So, Christine, I have 2 boards for you. So, on the
Okay.
board at the back of the cafe, you can get Cookies by Katie, both with a K. I saw a cappuccino, cafe au lait. Any of those take your fancy?
Well, I don't drink coffee, so
So we're going with the
Cookies.
Cookies by Katie.
yeah, please.
But
give me.
if that's well, then the other one is not going to take your fancy. On another board, they said today's special is House Brew, a full-bodied dark Joe straight out of the pot.
Yeah, no. I
But it's
don't
only
drink-
$1, Christine.
That's a good deal. I would drink that now. Probably not, because I don't really like the taste of coffee, but for that price.
Well, this was also 30 years ago.
Yeah, true. That was a whole different time, but that's a good deal for a cup of coffee. Like
Well, also, we do, I think it's in this episode or maybe the last one, but we see them receiving their orders. So I know there's also things like iced tea.
yeah, true.
on there.
And some other stuff. which
Some
I
other
don't
stuff.
remember. Probably
I,
also-
for one, I do drink a little bit of coffee. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting in Central Park. I'm sitting on that orange couch. I'm getting a cappuccino. And I'm tasting all of Katie's cookies.
Yeah, and all the other good stuff like apple pie and
Stop, Christine. It's
muffins
dinner
and-
time. I'm getting
ooh.
hungry.
So yeah, it was a fun detail to see, and is the boards. I'm not like, making any sense. Sorry, the boards with the
We've had a long day.
yeah, the boards with all the coffee and stuff. That's a fun detail because also like the angle is different now because now we're looking from kind of the door to the bar ish, like a different angle. I don't think we have seen that in the first 2 episodes.
No, this is what I'm telling you. They get 2 episodes in and they're like, it's time.
Let's spend some money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's get those multiple camera angles,
Yeah.
more props. I love it. It's more
Yeah.
stuff for us to look at.
Yeah, exactly. I love watching like little details, but yeah, didn't see any eagle eye effects in this scene though. But
Ooh.
maybe later.
I was definitely more focused on the dialogue and the story in this scene for sure. And of course it ends with Ross's revelation.
Oh,
They're talking
poor
about all
Ross.
these euphemisms, and then I think it's Chandler. Is it Chandler? Somebody or Joey?
Who says what?
Who says, when your parents tell you that your dog's gone off to live on a farm.
Oh, I'm not sure. Maybe I think it's Chandler, but I'm not 100% sure.
Somebody says it.
Yeah, someone.
And poor Ross, he's like, our parents actually did send our dog off to live on a farm.
Yeah, and in his face, like when he realizes that, like, oh,
That's not true,
No.
Ross. I'm sorry.
so
Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi didn't make it.
yeah, an awful name, Chi-Chi.
It could
Sorry.
be short for Chihuahua. I don't know.
That would be even worse. If you buy a Chihuahua and you don't even come up with a fun name, you just call him Chi-Chi.
Well, as we established in the last episode, Ross is maybe not the best at choosing names.
No, true. Yeah, no.
But this did make me think, Christine, can you share on the pod, were there any lies your parents told you?
Oh, many. Like yeah.
All of them.
Like the classic one where you could not turn the light on in the car because then the
I have
police-
heard about this,
Yeah.
but my family never did it. So can you explain?
Maybe it's a Dutch thing. Well, we weren't allowed to put the light on in the car when we were driving because my dad said that it was illegal and the police would come and get us.
And did they?
No.
Well, maybe they should have.
Yeah. No. There's nothing going on. There's nothing
I like how you
wrong.
said yeah.
I'm not even listening now. But another one, which I think is even worse, or like it's a very smart trick for kids, is that my parents said like the little brush head you put on the electric toothbrush.
Mm-hmm.
They said that it would play a song if you brush your teeth for 2 minutes.
But then that would only work one time.
I know, that's what they said because I tried so many times and every time it didn't work. And then they said like, oh yeah, but if you wash the toothbrush head, then it breaks, so it doesn't work anymore. I'm like, yeah. I keep trying every time and it doesn't work. It's just I never realized it was a lie, but it was a very good lie to keep me brushing my teeth for 2 minutes long every night.
But
And,
you can buy toothbrushes that do sing.
What?
Yeah, for
Seriously?
2 minutes. It's a real thing.
Oh my god! But
I don't
maybe-
know why your parents didn't just do that because I saw them when I was growing up. They would play like a High School Musical song for 2 minutes.
I didn't even. Oh my god! I thought it was a lie, but maybe my parents saw that and thought like, oh, that's a good trick. But we're not gonna buy it. We're just gonna buy like the regular ones.
Aww.
Maybe they did that.
Really,
So
for the
mean.
sake of €2. They could have made little Christine so happy.
Yeah, I was waiting for the song, but I never, ever, ever heard it.
She's still waiting. That's why she still has pearly whites, brushing her
Yeah,
teeth
look at
every
me.
night in the hopes that
Yeah.
someone will sing to her.
Well, I don't have an electric brush here, so.
Oh gosh.
So I'll just
It's
sing
not
to
gonna
myself. So, but what about you? Do you have like any like lies that your parents told you?
And you know what? I should have texted them, and I'm sure they would have said, "No, we never lied to you."
No, of
The
course.
only ones that I can think of, is the standard ones. It's the Tooth Fairy. It's Santa
Oh,
Claus.
yeah.
Those. I'm sure there's plenty more, which my childhood trauma has blocked out. But, yeah. I think, my parents say that we were like long-term believers in Santa Claus, like for longer than the other children. I personally, I feel like I knew that
Yeah,
it was my
deep
parents,
down.
but I didn't want to say so because
Yeah.
it was magic for them.
Yeah. Oh,
You know,
that's so
and then
sweet.
also I'm like, well, if I say I don't believe in Santa Claus, do I still get the presents?
Yeah, that's
You
yeah.
know, and I was holding out every year for a singing toothbrush. So
Mm.
I better believe in Santa Claus if
Yeah.
I wanted to get one of them. So
Exactly. Oh, I missed out. Damn. I'm going to look for them in the store.
you call them up right after this podcast.
Definitely.
And
gonna
demand
tell-
one for your 26th
Yeah.
birthday.
Yeah. I'm going to do that. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so next we head to Joey's and Chandler's apartment, where Chandler is helping Joey rehearse for an audition. The rehearsal calls for Joey to smoke a cigarette, and as Joey is not a smoker and coughs after taking a drag, Chandler, who used to smoke, demonstrates the proper smoking technique to Joey.
I regret making that such a wordy sentence for you. I'm sorry.
Oh, you want to do it?
No, you did a great job.
Oh,
You did
thank
a
you,
great
thank you.
job. But as you said at the beginning, Christine, this is the first time we are in Joey and Chandler's apartment.
Yes, and it's such a boy's apartment.
It's so weird.
Yeah, and the setup is weird because they have two couches in front of each other, like facing each other, and then a TV on the side, which will be very awkward to look at.
Yeah, you're just going to have plenty of neck pain there.
Yeah, I don't. It's a weird setup, very strange. But maybe for filming it's good. But like in a normal family home or like.
And we are all about logic on this podcast.
Yeah, we like to be realistic here. Come on, but yeah, it doesn't make sense that they're like in like two couches first of all, and then the TV next to the door of Chandler. Doesn't make sense.
Strange all around. Honestly, I didn't even notice that. I was too focused on that terrifying wooden statue.
No, I love that thing. It's a chair, I think. I would put it.
It's a chair?
Yeah, I think it looked like a chair. That the face would be the back,
Uh-huh.
like where you.
I would feel bad sitting on it then.
Yeah,
you
maybe.
can't see.
But maybe I would put that in my house and just as like a decorative piece. I think that's
Okay.
cool.
Once again, Christine and I have very different opinions.
Yeah, we are yin yang.
Okay, cool. All right, I'll have a look at the if they're doing a set sale 30 years on, and if that
Oh,
chair
yeah, please do. Please let
is
me
for
know.
sale.
I will buy it for like $10.
that's 10 cup of joes.
Yeah, they should be very happy. But before we move on, I quickly want to say that this is also the scene where I think everyone got a crush on Chandler. Because this is the one with the smoking, and I see this scene so often on Instagram and TikTok.
Smoking is lame.
I know,
Christine.
but it's not about the smoking. It's about the man who is smoking, which is Chandler. And don't you agree that he looks kind of cute here?
No.
Yeah, smoking is disgusting. I agree. I never smoked a day in my life, but the way he does
Just
it.
an hour.
No, don't tell my parents. No, they are listening. But like, I see this scene so often on like Instagram and TikTok, and like it's like a crush scene. Like, oh my god,
Wow.
Chandler.
Oh my god, I didn't even know there were Chandler edits out there.
Oh, so many. You wouldn't believe there are so many edits, like of all the friends.
Fair enough. I mean, for me, I was definitely a Joey girl.
Yeah,
I think he's just more... I like him pretty.
Yeah, I agree. He is very pretty, but like Chandler also has like something. You know?
She likes a man with a sense of humor.
Yeah, true.
No, I did not get a crush on Chandler in this episode. I did, however. I found this scene funny because I thought it was amusing to see actors pretending to act.
Oh yeah, also,
You know, and
yeah.
obviously like Joey and Chandler are acting, but also Matthew Perry and Matt LeBlanc. Actually, I don't know if it's pronounced the French way or the American way. We'll do
idea.
it my way. But yeah, of course, they are acting as Joey and Chandler. So it's like the kaleidoscope is so deep right here.
I know. It's like, yeah, Inception kind of, like in the actors playing actors and going on and on and on. Yeah,
Mad.
It's funny.
It's a good scene.
But I think, Joey's quite a good actor. I've seen worse.
Joey is a good actor.
Yeah, well, in this scene, I think not with the smoking that he coughs and stuff, but like I think he brings his lines pretty decent.
Well, he must be a good actor. He's apparently surviving off of acting.
Yeah,
So
also true.
pretty good. Pretty good for him.
And also surviving off of Chandler, but it doesn't matter. We don't talk about that.
No, moving swiftly on. We next head back to Central Perk, where our beloved Phoebe discovers her bank has accidentally credited her with an extra $500.
Oh my
Boo-hoo.
God.
At the same time, Monica reveals her reluctance to introduce new boyfriend Alan to the gang for fear of them ridiculing him and driving him away. As I couldn't believe this. They've apparently done many times in the past.
That's so rude, to be honest. Well, they want the best for her, of course, but it's still kind of rude to not let her make her own decisions.
That's true. You know, I hadn't thought about it like that. Maybe every other guy was just rubbish, and the friends were doing her a favor.
Yeah, maybe, but we don't know because we haven't
We
met
know
them.
they're just saving her for her one true love. No spoilers here, but
Yeah.
real Friends fans, you know who I'm talking about.
True, but in this episode, it's Alan because they think that Alan is like the one.
Oh, well, we haven't met him yet,
No,
but
no.
Joey is desperate to meet him. I loved this little bit. So Joey says to Monica, when do we get to meet the guy? And Monica's like, let's see, today is Monday? Never.
Yeah.
Brilliant writing.
I love
Friends, writers, you get a round of applause from me.
True, but like this little scene contains so many good quotes or like lines. Like, for example, Chandler saying like, "Oh, Satan's minions at work again."
That, yeah,
So
when
funny.
Phoebe finds out that she's got $500 extra.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then Phoebe's like reluctant to keep it, and then Rachel, she said like, if I kept it, it would be like stealing. And then Rachel says, yes, but if you spend it, it would be like shopping.
I actually, because I wrote down another line from this scene, and this is not a very long scene, and yet between the two of us, we've pretty much written down everything that was said. So that's really solid writing.
Yeah, true. But I actually have another one. Which is when Chandler smokes, when they find out that
Ew,
Chandler's...
smoking so lame.
Disgusting. But when Chandler smokes, and then Phoebe says, "You've been so good for 3 years," and Chandler says, "And this is my reward." You know?
Gosh.
That's also funny.
You know, I wonder whether this storyline would air today. What do you think? Because like smoking is,
No.
I guess, less of it. Maybe it would be, they change it to vaping.
Maybe, but vaping is also not very cool in this day and age.
No, vaping is not cool.
No, but so maybe no. I can't.
Kids, adults.
No,
your
don't
body is a
smoke.
temple.
Yeah, it's the rest of the friends are right. Smoking is bad. Don't do it. Don't start. No. So yeah, we are all healthy people. We're like parents here. Oh, there is one tiny little thing I want to say is that why does Chandler put his cigarette out in Phoebe's cup?
Because
That's so-
smoking is disgusting,
Yeah.
and everything related to it is
it's
disgusting.
so rude to then just like flop it into her cup while she's drinking her coffee.
You know
That's
what? I
mean.
got the impression that she was not going to finish it. So,
Why not?
I don't know.
Because she's an actress and she doesn't have time to drink. But
Yeah. No Pop-Tarts, no Oreos, no time for coffee.
no.
Still, mean of Chandler. That's a minus point from him. You see, I have less of a crush on him now.
Yeah, also true, but
Also,
that
this
scene-
is a recurring theme. Every episode we've done, Christine has a new crush.
yeah, true. Now it's Chandler.
Oh
and Phoebe.
And all of them.
Four of
Okay,
6.
I think you haven't yet had a crush on Joey and Monica. So guys, stay tuned. Episode 4, Christine falls in love with the remaining 2 friends.
Yeah, definitely true. Let's do it. So, back in the apartment, Phoebe gets another windfall with the bank giving her not only an additional $500 for the inconvenience, but also a brand new football phone. And we and the gang finally get to meet the mysterious and famous Alan.
Ooh la la.
Ooh.
First things first, football phone, yes.
No,
Oh, come on.
I hate it. It's ugly.
You know, screw the $500. Give me that football phone.
No, give me... Okay, I will give you the football phone and you will give me $1,000.
No, I'm going to give you the weird chair from Chandler and Joey's apartment.
Oh, yeah, sure.
She doesn't want the $1,000. Okay.
I love the chair. Please give me the chair.
Honestly, I feel like Phoebe would agree. She didn't want that money. But,
No.
and as we find out, she really didn't want that money. But, oh no, she did give away the football phone. That's
Yeah,
sad.
to Lizzie.
That's sad. Oh, Phoebe, you let me
Same.
down. I would have taken it off your hand.
Yeah, and I would have taken the money, so it's a good deal. Done.
But aside from this, hello, Alan.
Ooh,
Okay,
yeah.
first things first. Oh my gosh, what a coincidence that we were talking about toothbrushes earlier in this episode, because I looked at Alan and I was like, my gosh, that man has white teeth.
Yeah? Oh, the first thing I noticed was that his suit was very big. I'm not sure if that's a thing in the 90s.
I think that was the style in the 90s.
Yeah, because his head looks like tiny on top of his like
Poor
very broad
Alan.
shoulders. It looks weird.
Aw, bless. You know what? I was trying to do that thing where I was like, who would I, in a modern retelling of Friends, cast in as the role of Alan? And I was struggling. I just couldn't think of... I think it's because, to me, Alan just looks so 90s.
Yeah.
And you
the
can't...
hair.
Yeah, exactly. It's the hair for me. And I
Yeah.
was like, well, there's nobody nowadays who I can think looks like that. Whereas, Paul, he was easy for me.
Yeah.
He was Glenn Powell. He is
Yeah,
Glenn Powell.
true. Very
Love
true.
you, Glenn Powell.
But Alan, no, the only one I can think of is the dude from Dirty Dancing. But that's also an old movie, so
That's older than Friends.
Oh, so yeah, it doesn't even make sense then.
In the Christine universe, Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
is Alan. Okay.
Same hair. Kind of.
Well, guys at home, you know what to do. If you have a suggestion for who could have played Alan in a modern retelling, I need to know. I need to know for my personal records. So please get in touch and let me know. But we may have our own opinions on Alan, but the gang, unanimous.
Yeah,
they love
loved
him. They love him. They love his crooked smile. They love the way he makes me feel.
Yeah, and the way he does his Hasselhoff impression.
Oof.
Chandler does that.
Baywatch.
Oh,
yes.
it's from Baywatch. I didn't even make that connection, but like slow motion running.
Okay, we're doing some cultural updates for... You know what, actually, though, I think this is something we're going to come into contact with a lot in this series, is there will be references that you and I just don't get.
Yeah, true.
But Baywatch, I did get that one. Also, cultural reference, Phoebe's nursery rhyme. Do you remember it?
The one in the shoe for
Yes,
a
the
while.
one in the shoe. So, I think Phoebe's version of the nursery rhyme was, there was a crooked man who had a crooked smile who lived in a shoe for a while.
Yeah.
Folks, this does not exist. This is not a real nursery
Well,
rhyme.
I could have imagined that was not real.
Let me finish, Christine.
Oh, sorry,
because it's a mix of two nursery rhymes.
Oh, which
Yes.
ones? Sing
So,
it.
it is a... Sing.
Yeah.
I will do no such thing.
That's a shame.
Mostly because I don't think I know them. It's a mix of two nursery rhymes. There's a nursery rhyme called The Crooked Man and The Old Lady Who Lived in a Shoe.
Oh. Maybe I know the second one.
I
That
think
sounds
I also know
familiar.
that one as well.
Yeah.
But this makes sense why everybody looked at her very strangely when she recited this. I love it. It's the remix. Go,
Yeah.
Phoebe.
But there's also a thing happening right after she sings that song, is that Ross looks straight into the camera. After she sings and then he turns towards the camera and then looks straight into it and then he moves on with the scene.
Do you think that was intentional?
No, I think it was like a mistake, but it wasn't meant to break the fourth wall. But it was also very subtle. You don't really see it if you're watching the episode just normally. But I noticed that he looked straight into the camera.
We will ask David Schwimmer on our upcoming interview with him.
Next week, you guys. No.
Oh, well, I mean, Alan, they love everything about him. And they also love the fact that he helps them win baseball games.
Yeah.
I loved this scene because their outfits... Oh my god.
So cute. And
I love them.
But is Ross the cheerleader? Because he was wearing the pom-poms.
I think so. Ross does not scream baseball player to me. So probably he was like, whoop whoop, moral
maybe.
support.
But
I think we both know that Alan was everything.
Yeah, Alan was like the Bugs Bunny.
Batter, the pitcher, the other baseball terms.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved those outfits though.
Yeah.
I was like, that's peak 90s and it's also it's really cool.
Yeah, Rachel with the red heart on her shirt.
So cute.
So cute. I would love to have that.
You know who else was cute?
Joey?
I like how you guessed. No, Christine. It's my one true love, Gunther.
Yeah, I could have
Gunther,
guessed.
my man. He's in the background.
Yeah,
of
but
this
still no
scene.
lines.
Still no lines.
Still no lines.
He's still working hard as a background extra, looking so young. So young. I miss you. I miss you.
I know.
James Tyler. James Tyler?
I think so.
Maybe there's another surname there. As someone who misses him, I should know his full name. But
Yeah,
he's
maybe.
just Gunther in my heart. And Gunther, I can't wait to see more of you.
Yeah, true. Me too.
So we continue out on the streets of New York with our main girl, Phoebe, who, not wanting to keep either the money or the phone, Phoebe, what are you doing, decides to give both to Lizzie, a homeless woman. Lizzie won't take the money without giving Phoebe something in return, so she buys her a soda. And Phoebe later discovers a severed thumb floating in it.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Ooh, same reaction. You know what? That's worse than a Kit Kat wrapper. on
Yeah,
pizza.
true.
It definitely
Definitely
is.
true. But Phoebe is such a good person. Like, she has like a homeless person which she takes care of, and like the whole thing with the alphabet soup, and she takes out the vowels.
You know what? I got the
Vowels.
impression they're friends. They're more than just, caretaker relationship.
I don't think so, because Lizzie calls Phoebe weird girl.
That's what
Weird
she thinks
girl.
her name is.
Oh, she does know that her name is Phoebe. Come on. But it's just rude to like say to call someone in their face weird girl. That's just rude.
Well, I would agree with you. I'm not sure Phoebe would. Because honestly, I feel like Phoebe is the kind of person who would take weird as a compliment.
Maybe. Oh, that's I don't thought about it like that. That's actually a good point, because maybe she thinks of herself as weird.
Yeah.
Which I do agree. But no,
Yeah.
but
But I did also notice the irony of Lizzie calling Phoebe weird girl when, let's be
Yeah.
honest, Lizzie a little bit weird
a little
herself.
strange with the silver.
The tinfoil
Tinfoil
hat.
hat.
When
Oh
she
my God.
offers it to Phoebe, she's like, "Do you want my tinfoil hat?" And Phoebe's like, "No,
No,
because you need
yeah.
that."
They're both weird, so it doesn't matter. Like, it balances each other out, I guess.
True. But yeah, well, Lizzie does end up buying a soda for Weird Girl.
Mhm.
And Christine, I got a friend's fact for you.
Oh, I love to hear it.
So, as we know, this episode that was so cute. This episode was filmed in 1994,
Yeah.
but a very similar incident happened in 2005. Yeah, so this episode's subplot is similar to an incident where a woman sued a San Jose, California Wendy's when she allegedly found a severed finger in her chili.
Oh, in her chili. That's even worse, because then you don't.
Because then
you
it's
don't,
meat.
Yeah. Also, but you don't see it right away, you know. So it's.
I feel a finger.
Yeah. Well.
I think they're pretty large.
No, but like a thumb floats in liquid, and I don't think a finger can like.
Oh, it could have been hidden right
Yeah,
in
like
there.
right in the middle of it, and then you eat like a few bites,
Oh
and
gosh,
suddenly
stop. Well, I will say,
Ugh.
I read this fact. I did not research further because I didn't want the gory details about
no.
the severed finger. But
Yikes.
yeah, there you go. Clearly, the writers, they knew, they had visions of the future.
Yeah,
It's a bit
like,
like Simpsons episodes.
That's what I was going to say. Like, exactly like The Simpsons. Like, they knew what was going to happen, and
Or maybe this woman watched this episode and she was like, you know what? I want free money. Let me put somebody's finger in my Wendy's chili.
That would be worse. Like her own finger. Like, oh
No,
my
not her
God.
own finger.
That would be suspicious. Like, oh my God, I have
Somebody's finger is here and I have 4.
Oh, that's such a coincidence. Oh my God, it's like a fresh wound, but I don't care.
Okay. Christine,
Yikes.
I don't think this is going to work out for you with trying to sue companies with your own severed finger.
No.
So we'll circle back and we'll come up with some new ways to make money. But we already know IKEA's sponsoring us after this episode.
Definitely, we have mentioned them so many times that they should give us money, or at least meatballs.
IKEA, we love you. We love you.
And then there's also one line in this little scene, like a great line, just floating in there like a tiny little hitchhiker.
Aww.
That's also kind
That's
of cute,
also kind
but
of,
also
well, is it?
disgusting.
Hitchhikers are scary in my mind. But that's because when I was younger, I watched this horror movie. One of 2 horror movies I have watched in my entire life, both on the same night.
Mm-hmm.
It put me off them for life. And it was about a hitchhiker who, of course, murdered people
Yeah,
in
okay.
horrible ways.
Then,
So
yeah, maybe
I don't want hitchhikers, no matter how tiny they are.
No, true. No, yeah. Well, okay. So let's move on. So meanwhile, Chandler is sinking deeper and deeper into his smoking addiction. Not only does he sneak a sneaky cigarette while at the office, but also behind the couch at Central Perk, much to the annoyance of the other friends.
I love that we took a visit to Chandler's office. I felt like this episode we were traveling. We were everywhere. We were in both apartments. We were in Central Perk. We're out on the streets. We're in Chandler's office. Where to next?
Yeah,
Friends
lots
writers,
happening.
I am on a roller coaster with you today.
Yeah, but oh my god, Chandler's office really shows that he's still a child, because there's so much toys in there, and like almost like a voodoo doll on his wall. Like, who is he hexing? But anyway, but like all the toys is just funny, and that really shows his like character, of course, as well.
You know what? I'm going to disagree with you there, Christine. I didn't look at those and saw him being a child. I looked at them and saw he clearly has a very boring job.
Oh.
And this is like, he's got to bring in some, it's, you know, it's like at my work, we always have like fun things around because it's an office, and working in an office is boring. But if you've got like, you know, garlands from the ceiling in colors and lights and anything fun, I would totally much rather be there. So for me, it was like, that's how he survives. He's going to have his dartboard and his boxing frog and his rubber chicken.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay, but yeah, I do see your side as well, but my first thought was that, he's a child and he needs toys to play with.
Maybe. I mean, whatever his job is, it's a boring one.
Yeah. Even if you looked at it, it's just inputting numbers. Like, that's the only thing he did.
No, thank you.
No.
Another thing that I noticed in Chandler's office is a Toronto Blue Jays hat. So the only reason I know this is because I have a Toronto Blue Jays shirt.
Oh.
And the Blue Jays are the Toronto baseball team. So we get baseball twice in today's episode. But I was, you know, if I didn't know who the Blue Jays were, I wouldn't even have thought twice about that. But I'm like, why does Chandler have a Toronto hat when he lives in New York? Why don't we have,
strange.
I don't know, Yankees?
Yeah, maybe, we don't know really his background.
That's what you think, Christine. I got a
Okay.
friend's fact for you.
Oh. Tell me, please.
So I was so happy to find this out. But there's a reason why this Toronto Blue Jays hat is in this scene. Matthew Perry, rest in peace, he held both Canadian and American citizenship.
Oh.
So his mother was a journalist in Canada, an eventual press secretary to Canadian Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau. And he was actually his mother was raised in Canada's capital city of Ottawa. So this hat is an homage to Matthew Perry's heritage.
That's
and
cute.
he actually counts himself as a Blue Jays fan.
Oh,
So
that's cute.
it's authentic to Matthew Perry himself.
I think that's cute. I love it that they did that. That's like,
Because also then it's probably easier for the actors, right? Because half of the part of playing a role is you have to build this backstory. Like, who is my character? How did they become this way? What led them to this? And I think by adding in elements that are already relevant for the actor themselves, it becomes a lot easier. So maybe, Matthew Perry was like, okay, I have to figure out who is Chandler? You know, where did he come from?
Yeah.
He's a baseball fan,
Yeah.
just like me. And now it's easier for me to
yeah.
connect with that character.
That's good.
Yeah.
I really like that.
So I'm gonna keep my eye out for more things that maybe tell us not only about the character but also about the actor themselves. That's really
that's
nice.
cool. That's really cool.
He also has some less than savory things in his office as well. Chandler, cigarettes
Oh my god,
in your
disgusting.
drawer.
But it's comedy gold when he, like, the thing where he smokes and then sprays the air freshener, then mixes the two up with the mouth spray and air freshener. I think that's so funny, like comedy
Poor
gold.
him.
It tastes disgusting.
Well,
But-
it's his fault for, you
Yeah.
know, firstly, smoking in the office
Yeah.
or anywhere. Smoking is bad, everybody. But, I mean, if you're going to put them in the same place, they're bound to get mixed up.
Yeah, to be mixed up. And just go outside for like a break.
He's not allowed in this nameless company.
No, maybe.
No breaks.
My god.
No
Can't even
breaks.
go like a few hours without a smoke.
Well,
That's
I
bad.
was watching this scene and I was like, he keeps his cigarettes and his air freshener in his drawer. I would not do that. I would not do that. Christine, you want to know what I would keep in my drawer at work?
Chocolate.
I
know you so well.
too well. Yes, but this may be a new fact for you, because I think, okay, you know I love chocolate, but do you know what chocolate in particular I would fill my drawer with?
No.
Ah, look, we're learning. We're learning. So, Christine, what I would do is I would buy, let's say, 20 bags of salted caramel M&Ms.
No.
Yes, and then I'm just pouring, because they're so, they're moreish. I could eat 500,000 grams of them per day.
Yeah.
They're small, snack sized, and you're never gonna tire of them.
No, I don't like. But I first of all, I don't like salt and sweet together.
That's perfect. That's more for me.
Yeah, true. Lucky you. But also the thing with M&Ms is it's when I eat like peanut M&Ms, my jaw gets tired, so you cannot eat them forever.
You gotta train. This is years
maybe.
of practice of me eating salted caramel M&Ms. I keep saying M&Ms. M&Ms. That's hard.
I can't even say it.
Elocution lesson for us. So that's what's in my drawer. Christine, what would you put in your hypothetical office drawer?
Oh my god, I don't even know. Maybe because I'm very much a salty person, so I love salty things.
Do you know what salty means? Another meaning of salty?
Yeah, that I'm cranky. No. What does it mean?
Yeah, a bit.
Yeah, cranky kind of. But like, I just like salty foods. Let's
Okay.
just say that. It's not very
I'm
good
a
for you.
sweet person.
Yeah. It's not very good for you, for your blood...
Sugar?
No. The other thing. Cholesterol. Cholesterol. That's the one. Thank you very much. So that I cannot do that. I cannot do like a full drawer of crisps. I cannot do that.
Well, you can put anything in your hypothetical.
Can I make a
drawer.
mix of things?
You can put anything. Just tell me.
And then crisps and like, I don't know, soda or something.
Oh my gosh! Wow, she's got a full drawer there.
Yeah, very bad.
Not a rubber chicken and a voodoo doll.
No.
Okay.
No voodoo dolls or chickens in my drawer. No.
Fair enough. My final thought about this particular snippet of a scene. I love the music. I thought it was so clever.
I have a fun fact about that. This music that you hear here is also used later in the show when Phoebe stalks the ex-boyfriend of Ursula.
That makes so much sense.
In the train station, metro station.
It would totally fit that.
Yeah, that's the exact same sound. But I think it's never used anywhere else, but just in that scene where he stalks that dude, which I forgot his name, but that's the same sound.
Well, that makes sense, because I imagine they probably had to pay to use that sound.
Yeah.
Let's get our money's worth.
Yeah, but they have some good music. Like later, I will tell you then. But there's also like a later episode where.
No, don't spoil it.
No, there's also like very good music, and I always sing it. When I've watched that episode, I always sing it.
I'll be there for
No.
Oh.
No. I can sing a little bit.
Go for it.
Don't stand so close to me.
Look at that. Did you hear that harmony, everybody? Wow.
Yeah, gorgeous.
Wow. We are just perfect co-hosts.
Yeah.
Anyway,
let's
then
move on.
we are heading back to Central Park. Chandler, you know what he's doing behind that couch. He's smoking. And I love this. Everyone is like, put that out. And then Rachel's like, it's worse than the thumb.
I was going to say that. Do you agree with that? Is smoking worse than the thumb?
I mean, yeah, because I feel like it affects me more than everybody else. The thumb?
I would also be pretty disgusted if I found like a severed thumb.
Yeah. But Rachel didn't. Rachel didn't find the thumb.
Oh, no.
Phoebe
Okay. Yeah, Phoebe kept her cool really well.
She did. And actually, I saw online that people were saying that's not Phoebe behavior. Like in later episodes, they feel like Phoebe would kind of freak out and be empathetic towards whoever has lost their thumb.
So she
doesn't
feel
like
bad
pain.
about...
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think she'd be thinking about it. I wasn't sure that I agreed with that opinion, but apparently some people do.
Yeah, but she's quite emotionless about it. She's
which was strange. I would be like, ew!
Yeah, same. Like, ooh, like almost dropping the can probably, but...
My reaction to Chandler smoking. Ugh. And then he's like, I am not hearing you saying bad things about my smoking. I'm gonna roast all of you.
Yeah, he does so well. But like his smug smile after like he makes the biggest
he loved
fight.
how much dissent he was creating.
Yeah, and he stands up and like like flutters around like the way he walks. Then like So
but I loved as well that they didn't make it all about Chandler. you know, picking on everybody. But
No,
once
yeah.
Chandler started it, it was like
Everyone.
all for themselves. Like, I loved Joey's impression of Ross. Like, oh, you do.
Do you? Yeah. Also very funny. And then, but it's so sad that when he says when Phoebe when Phoebe chews her hair, and then Phoebe's like, oh, and then spits out her hair as well. It's
I mean,
nasty.
it's a bad habit.
Yeah, it's nasty, but still, like she looked so like a little puppy, like oh. Yeah.
Well, it's fine. She got her own back after Rachel says, I should get back to work. And then Phoebe's like, yeah, or else someone might get what they actually ordered.
Oh my god. That's a good one.
But I have to admit, Rachel's comeback to this was probably one of my favorite lines of the entire episode. She's like, oh, the hair comes out and the gloves come off.
Yeah. That's so good. Yeah, and then they start the big fight, which is great. Great.
But who is here to save the day? It's our main man, Alan.
Oh, of course, when he calls, and then Chandler like, oh, someone never explained it to me like that, or so, I don't know what he says exactly, but he just like suddenly stopped smoking because he got like a revelation, and I was like, oh my god, I'm never gonna do it again, and I think that's.
I thought this was beautifully written because especially when you don't see Alan's side, and you're just like, what? I was like, come on, I want to know what Alan said, just to make Chandler like, I don't need it.
Yeah, I know. You see very little of him, but he comes off as like a very, very good guy.
Yeah, which is exactly why I need to know who would guest star as Alan.
Yeah,
in my modern retelling.
True. I really want to know.
I want to know. Anyway, we are once again moving around. We're back in the apartment. Phoebe is announcing that the soda people gave her $7,000 as compensation for the thumb incident. And Monica gathers the gang together to let them know, don't cry, Christine. She's got to break up with Alan.
Okay, so first things first.
Get into it.
I am very much confused on Phoebe is whining about the company giving her $7,000, and then I'm like, why did you even let them know that you found a thumb if you don't want their money? Like, why?
Because, Christine,
I don't understand.
Where are the other fingers? This is not just a problem for Phoebe.
Yeah, no. If there's one severed thumb, it doesn't mean that the other fingers are also cut off.
Could be. She's thinking for other people. And also, maybe she just wanted a replacement soda. I feel like that's a Phoebe kind of thing.
Yeah? Oh, maybe, yeah, true. Maybe
I think she would have been very happy with, here's a new soda.
Yeah, okay, maybe that's true as well. But when the first time watching it, I was like, why does she even, whine about it if she get...
Because $7,000 is... Well, I was going to say is, maybe too much, but I would be like, if I had the trauma of finding a thumb in my soda, I would also want $7,000.
Yeah. For therapy and stuff.
Therapy. Yes, definitely. My thoughts on this scene. Chandler, so grouchy.
Oh, yes. I love when he says, when Monica asks, hey, where's Joey? And he says, Joey ate my last stick of gum, so I killed him.
I believed him for a second.
Yeah. He was, so grumpy.
How could you have a crush on him in this episode? No.
Yeah, just his looks.
He's what a man.
What
a man. I think some other people developed a crush in this episode, within the episode.
Phoebe.
Yes! Oh, you caught
saw
it too.
Her looking
I did. Okay, so for those who want to know what we're talking about, so yeah, Joey comes in his bathrobe, and let's just say he's man-spreading a bit too much.
Yeah.
Rachel draws attention, and she's like, Joey, can you close your legs? Phoebe.
Yeah,
she looks impressed.
I know. She's like, ooh.
I love that look on her face.
Yeah.
It's just, that's priceless. So yeah, I think, also, we didn't get very much Ross and Rachel in this episode, did we?
No,
yeah.
She's barely in there.
Yeah,
and
so
Ross
now,
as well.
Now I'm shipping Foey.
Yeah, they have
Joby.
a spark going on for a while, but never going all the way.
Yeah. It looked like Phoebe wanted to.
Yeah, in that moment she definitely did.
Maybe, well, the start of one potential relationship and the end of another. Oh, Monica and Alan.
Yeah, but I do like Alan because they portray him as such a good guy, but I also hate him.
Why? Why?
Because he says, that doesn't come
Oh,
up
yeah,
right.
yeah.
He says that he doesn't like the friends. And like,
And they loved him.
Yeah.
They really did. I felt like, I think it was implied that when she was telling the group that she was breaking up with Alan, it was basically like they were breaking up with Alan. Oh, bless.
But so I for some reason I just didn't like Alan at the end.
Of course.
There's a clear reason, actually. There's a clear reason, to be honest.
But we're not there yet. We
No.
are still in the apartment. And I noticed some more weird artwork.
Oh, I did too. Like a little statue of a wizard.
Is that what? I didn't see that.
I saw it, and it was next to the window. It was actually
Whoa.
seen in the scene where Chandler knocks the glass and looks like plastic. There's like a little, like 30 centimeters high, I think, of a wizard.
Oh.
Very cool. Very cool.
Oh, okay. I'll keep my eyes out for that in the next episode. What I saw was a wooden sculpture of a man riding a dog. Or something.
Oh, yeah. I also keep looking at that and thinking, like, what is that? Because it looks very strange. But
I don't know. I don't know. Monica has unique style.
Yeah, true.
That's
Maybe.
all we can say.
Also from her grandma.
Oh, yeah.
Could be.
Could be. And of course, one of the most iconic pieces of artwork in the entire apartment is the frame around the peephole
Oh, yeah.
on the door.
Do you know the fun fact about that?
No, tell me.
Oh, it was actually a mirror. But then I think one of the sound guys broke it. And they were going to throw it away, but then they liked the look of it, and then they kept it. Like,
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And it's become same with the orange couch.
Yeah.
Wow. I love how they were just going to throw out the props that became the most important ones. You know, like, this is our basement couch.
Yeah.
We don't need it. Just put it in your episode. And then a broken mirror.
Yeah. It was actually funny.
I have a little confession to make, Christine.
Please do.
When I was a teenager, I used to have a pen pal who lived in the States, and we would, we'd write letters and emails, and for like special occasions like birthdays, happy birthday, Christine, or Christmas, we would send each other like a care package or something.
Yeah.
And obviously he knew that I was watching Friends, and I was a fan of Friends at that time in my life. And so one of these occasions, he sent a care package, and inside there was this weird thing. And I was like,
Okay.
What is this? It was like a rectangle shape, but I couldn't see a purpose for it. And I really didn't know what it was. And yeah, it was like plastic. I just didn't know. And I just left it in my cupboard for years because I had no idea what its purpose was. And of course, I can't ask him and be like, hey, what's this weird thing you sent me? Because obviously I should know if he sent it to me. And, in retrospect, I realized it was the frame. He sent me a replica of this frame.
And you didn't recognize it?
It's because, it was clearly like a, kind of knockoffy one. It wasn't, it was like weird plastic, a little bit discolored. And
yeah, okay.
I think without the context, because of course on the door,
It makes
around the
sense.
peephole,
Yeah,
but if you just
sense.
received this weird like plastic frame.
Yeah, and it doesn't really look like the frame, then I think I understand the confusion, yeah.
Exactly. So that's my own friend's fact about the frame.
So you just never said anything to him, like, oh, thank you for the frame, I love it, because you didn't realize it, and he was probably thinking like, oh my god, she's not grateful for my gift.
There were other gifts in the package. I probably said thank you for all of them as a whole.
Okay, that's good.
So don't worry, all good.
That's good. Finally, the episode ends with the 5 friends, not including Monica, reminiscing about their time with Alan. Aww, so cute.
Friends fact.
Bring it.
Rachel in this scene eats ice cream with a fork.
What? I didn't even notice that. That's so weird.
Oh my god, you have to, it's not easy to see because we're far away from the camera, but if you look really closely, it's a fork.
That's weird.
And
Who
this
eats
is
ice cream with a fork?
Well, especially strange because in this scene, I think she's also the one who's like eating most of the ice cream.
Yeah, she holds the top, I think, as well. Yeah.
This tells me so much about
That's
Rachel.
Weird. That's weird.
Maybe this is what they do in posh families. They eat with a fork.
Yeah, maybe.
Or, I mean, we're judging Rachel pretty harshly here. It could also be in Monica's kitchen that they just had 4 spoons and 1 fork.
I cannot imagine, to be honest, because Monica's such a neat freak that she probably has like the same amount of forks, same amount of knives, same amount of like everything. So I'm not sure. Anyway, it's a weird thing. Definitely, it's weird.
Bold choice, Rachel. I respect you for that.
Yeah.
But honestly, as someone who appreciates ice cream, I can tell you a spoon is more effective.
Yeah, true. Definitely true. And what I also really love about this scene is like, of course, Monica breaks up with Alan, and then she gets back to the friends, and then they ask like, did he mention us? And like their faces are like so hopeful, like so like, oh, Alan. And then of course Monica lies to them because she doesn't want to tell the truth.
Yeah, because Monica is Team Kira, and sometimes a white lie is nice, Christine.
Yeah, true. Those Americans. You're not American anyway, but yeah, true. She is like, yeah, she's Team Kira. So maybe in some situations it is definitely better.
Yes.
But,
and we also find out what happens to that $7,000 that Phoebe got. So Chandler, oh, come on, man, Chandler.
Just
he's
stop
like,
it.
I gotta smoke. And Phoebe is like, if you never smoke again, I'll give you $7,000. Yes.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, look, I get it because she cares about her friends. She cares about other people.
True.
She doesn't want Chandler.
Candler.
It's because he's smoking and I'm thinking of candles. But she doesn't want Chandler to ruin his health. But then I was also thinking, come on, girl, you could probably use that $7,000.
She ain't rich. She's like a freelance masseuse, so...
Do we know that yet?
Maybe not, so...
I don't think so, yeah, but
Spoiler.
I was saying to myself, like, I don't think we know her job yet. But honestly, I think anybody could use $7,000 now and then, especially with New York rent. Even though we don't know where Phoebe lives. Maybe she just lives on the couch in Central Park.
Yeah, maybe she lives under a bridge somewhere.
With Lizzie.
Who knows? With Lizzie. You know, maybe that's just her hobo pal. I don't know.
On that note, that's the end of this episode. I can see why it's one of your favorites, Christine.
Yeah.
I really liked this episode.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, having watched 3 in this current round of rewatches, I think it's the best of the 3.
Yeah.
I really liked that there was these 3 clear storylines as well.
Yeah.
You've got Monica and Alan, Chandler's Vice,
Smoking,
and Phoebe and the Thumb. So
Yeah.
I thought it was a very well laid out episode. There again, some really good quips with the writing, and just a solid episode all around.
I totally agree because it's a lot of things happening, but also like put together in a very good way, in a very well way, and it all makes sense. It all comes like right back together at the end. So that's like a good ending to a good, very good, and one of my favorite episodes. So I really liked it.
And another thing that I really liked, I just thought about it at the end of the episode, is Rachel's fit in really well into the group.
She's like part of it now. Like,
yeah.
Really, so
and like,
cute.
I don't know the timeline that we're looking at between these episodes, but bearing in mind that 2 episodes ago, which in our world is 1 hour ago, she had just walked in and only knew basically Monica and Ross.
Yeah.
And now she's one of them.
Yeah, she's part of the gang. So
so I feel like this episode for me it made it complete.
Yeah.
And we're finally there. We are.
Yeah.
We're in Friends.
Yeah. Yay.
So nice. But that, as we are at the end of season 1, episode 3, that also brings us to the end of today's episode of Friends of Friends. I loved this episode almost as much as I loved watching the episode. Oh gosh, that's confusing. And I hope everybody listening enjoyed it as much as we did as well.
So yeah, I also really much enjoyed it. So don't forget to tune in next time, where I will be chatting about season 1, episode 4, the one with George I don't know how to say that. Stephanopoulos.
Look at her go. Almost as good as our email address there.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Oh, I'm excited for the next episode. But in the meantime, don't forget that you can get in touch with us at any point. Let us know what you're up to, how you're enjoying the podcast, how you're enjoying rewatching Friends, what you think about Alan. And of course, please wish Christine a belated happy birthday on Instagram at FOFPodOfficial or
through our email, which is fofpodofficial@gmail.com.
Look at her go! We would love to hear your thoughts, feedback, questions, anything. Can't wait to chat with you all.
And also, if you're enjoying the podcast, don't forget to follow or subscribe wherever you are listening to this on. And hey, also leave us a rating or review. That really helps us, like other people, to find our show. And
It's what Alan would have wanted.
Of course.
Alan would give us 5 stars. Well, thank you all for tuning in today. We will catch you in the next episode.
Until then, take care, and I'll just say something hilarious.
She sounds exactly like Chandler.
Oh my god.
All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.